What is going on, everyone? We are live for our Sunday, February 23rd live stream. We have obviously 3 NHL games, 3 NBA games, and 3 good college basketball games on the slate that we're going to go through. More games on the slate. That's not the way I wanted to word that, but 3 games that we pulled for each of the leagues. No football left, so all these streams going forward are going to be a lot of basketball, a lot of hockey talk. We just had the Four Nations face-off wrap-up. We're back in action in the NHL All-Star Weekend last weekend as well in the NBA. So we're back to the second half of the season, both there. College basketball is coming down to the last few weeks of the season before moving to conference tournament weekends and conference tournament championships. But me and Mackie here this morning. No Ace, no Jesse. How we feeling, Mackie, going into this little Sunday slate we have here? Pretty good Sunday slate of basketball and hockey compared to what we're used to.
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, we got the NHL back after the Four Nations yesterday. So there's a lot of games in that today. College basketball, you get a good Sunday slate. Not always a good Sunday slate, so happy about that. And yeah, NBA is getting full swing and everything. So yeah, we got some good sports on this Sunday.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll jump right into some of these games we got on the slate. We'll give some people some time to get in here, but before we give out some picks, but leave your questions in the chat, kind of any questions you got about games you're taking, fantasy lineups. I'm not the biggest fantasy NBA or NHL player. That'd be more Ace's cup of tea for you to ask him, but he's not here today. So we'll get into some of these NHL games on the slate today, starting it out with a pretty good matchup. 2 top teams here. Edmonton heading to the Capitals. Capitals coming off an 8-3 win over my Penguins yesterday in Pittsburgh. So having to travel back to DC, play a 1:00 game. They are a 1.5-point underdog here. Over under at 65 or 6.5. I don't know why I didn't see that decimal there. Capitals money line plus 110 and Oilers minus 130. Mackey, can these Capitals come off a back-to-back with travel? They're obviously not, underdogs very often, at least this season, sitting at 37-11. But what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these teams are coming on back to backs because yesterday was the first day back. Oilers also played yesterday, lost 6-3 in Philly. So we're going to see a lot of backup goalies today. I like the Caps today. I think seeing them at plus money at any time is good to see. They're still kind of underrated by Vegas, and I think they have the most points in the league. So anytime you can get this team at plus money, I think it's good value. But it's going to be tough on a back to back and rusty legs.
Yeah. I would probably lean in that same spot there. You don't get them take the home team here. I didn't realize Edmonton also played yesterday. I wasn't thinking about that in Philly. So they're traveling both these teams coming in off travel last night or yesterday, however you want to look at it. But the Oilers are I think the better team, but I'll take the Caps today. I like that plus 110. They're probably I'd lean on that over 6.5 too. 2 teams that know how to put the puck in the net. Caps scored a lot yesterday. Oilers, like you said, lost a game to Philly, but our second game includes our 2 teams, both coming off tough losses. Yesterday, you said your Rangers were what, 8-2?
8-2, yeah.
Yeah, 8-2 to Buffalo. My Penguins losing 8-3 to Washington at home. Penguins are the 1.5 underdog on the puck line. Over under is at 6. And Penguins money line plus 120 at home with the Rangers minus 140 on the road. Which of these teams do you think bounces back here?
Yeah, I'm gonna hope it was a little bit of a Four Nations All-Star break hangover for the Rangers. 8-2 loss, 5-0 in the first period. Shesterkin got pulled. Not a great showing. You're kind of hoping this team. We're just kind of waiting for this team to flip that switch and go on a 6-7 game winning streak. And I don't know. It doesn't look like it's coming anytime soon, but very winnable game tonight. Penguins obviously coming on a back-to-back as well. Both backup goalies in net. Got to bounce back here. I'm gonna take the Rangers. Short money line. I think it's what did you say, minus 135.
Minus what? Yeah, minus 140, minus 135. I'm sure you can find maybe even minus 130.
Yeah, I like the price there. Penguins, I think, trending in the wrong direction right now. Tough loss yesterday at home. They get to stay at home, so they got to sleep in their beds last night, which is always big. But I'm gonna go with the Rangers here to get back on track.
Yeah, I do not like the Penguins in this spot here. Is Shesterkin starting again today especially after getting pulled yesterday?
No, I think quick starting.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I like you guys to get this win either way. I'm going to avoid the Penguins in this spot, but I kind of like the over 6 there as well. I think this could be a 3-3, maybe even 4-2 game, just hoping on an empty netter at the end. But I would lean on the over 6. I think the Rangers win the game, but I'm gonna avoid this one. We have some other good games on the slate today. A later game, 6 o'clock. Colorado Avalanche at the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis is the underdog here at plus 125 on the money line. Colorado being minus 150, over under at 6. Which way would you lean here? Avs, obviously. McKinnon, the MVP of the tournament. Can he kind of pick up right where he left off in that Four Nations face off?
Yeah, we also got Benner in net for the Blues, who obviously won that championship game for Canada
I
as
didn't
well.
even think about that. Yeah,
Came up huge in overtimes. I think the Blues play the Avs very well. I think they give them a
they
run for their
always
money
do.
no matter what each team is looking at. I think they always play them really well. Pretty big rivalry here. I'm gonna go with the Blues at home for the upset here. I think Avs coming off a bit of a hangover here with McCarr and McKinnon trying to get back into it. Binnington, on the other hand, for a goalie, it's different. You're just kind of playing your game, and he's got a lot of confidence right now. So I'm gonna go with the Blues at home.
I like that pick. I was thinking Colorado. You kind of I didn't think of the Bennington aspect going up against his two former
All the
teammates
confidence in the
here.
world right now, man.
Yeah, no, I like that spin zone. I would lean on the Blues there. I think there's some good value there getting them at plus 125. You can probably find that at a better price as well. Um, there's a couple other good games. I didn't
2
pull any other
dogs in
ones
the
to look
NHL
at.
we went with?
What'd you say?
We just went with 2 dogs in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean we definitely could do that.
Caps,
We said
Blues,
all three. Or no, You said
Rangers. Yeah,
Rangers. Yeah,
Rangers are
Ca-
favorites, but
Caps, Blues. There was another one I liked today. Where was it? Um, no, I guess maybe it was tomorrow. I
Stars,
don't know.
Islanders in on the island. That could be a
Yeah,
good one.
that's a good
Sorokin,
game.
Oettinger. It's a really good goalie matchup.
Mhm. Yeah. Is there any other NHL games you were looking to touch on? We could jump over to some of these NBA matchups we got today. We got some good
No,
NBA today.
a lot of these games are a little lopsided.
Yeah. Let's see here. We'll jump over into the NBA. We got three games on the slate that we're going to get into. 1 o'clock, we have Knicks at Celtics. Celtics, an 8.5 point favorite here. Over under is at 231.5. Celtics money line minus 375, and the Knicks at plus 290. I keep seeing the stat that the Knicks are 0-6 against the Celtics, Cavs, and Thunder. A lot of people are going to point that out going into this game. Mackie, being our Knicks correspondent, can your Knicks cover this 8.5 today?
No, probably not. Josh Hart's game time decision. I don't think he's going to play. He's been out about 5 games. He's a major impact in the game, no matter if you see that or not. He's a key role to this team. I think they just need to get over this hump with these teams. I think it's more of a mind game at this point. But going into Boston and getting that first win is probably not going to happen. Boston's playing really good basketball right now. Um, I don't know. Knicks need to prove that they're up there with that top group. They're really good against the rest of the league. I feel like they're in that little spot where they're not good enough for the top 3, 4 teams, but they're too good for those bottom 28 or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. They got to figure it out. They got to step up in bigger situations. Brunson, Cat. I mean, they're kind of doing what they can. It's just that supporting cast hasn't really helped out. But they lost by 40 the other day against Cleveland. So would be a really nice win if they could figure this one out, but I don't think that they keep this one close.
yeah. 8.5, that's a weird number too, because Celtics obviously, I could see the Celtics cover this one being at home, a day game here. But I might avoid this one. I'd lean on the Knicks plus 8.5, but just kind of going with the trend that one of these games they're going to stick around. But it's not the way I want to put my money down on this game. So I'm probably going to avoid that there. We have another good game at 3:40. This is a great slate today. I don't really have anything to do. I'm excited to sit around and watch some of these games. Dallas Mavericks at Golden State at 340. Golden State at home is a 9.5 point underdog or 9.5 point favorite. Sorry, over under at 230.5. Warriors money line minus 375. Mavericks plus 290. The exact same odds as the last game, except for the spread's different, which is weird. Um, which way you go here? Obviously, Mavericks are pretty injured. Warriors. I haven't watched Jimmy Butler yet with the Warriors, so I might have to tune into this game, flick back between our Penguins and Rangers in this game. I want to check out Jimmy out there in Golden State.
Yeah, I haven't watched them yet either, but they are 4-1 with Jimmy. I think that they're trending in the right direction. No AD obviously for the Mavs. They kind
Yeah.
of just rolling with Kyrie at this point, and it's in Golden State. I think Golden State gets the job done. 9.5 points,
You think
tough.
they cover it?
I don't know. I think it's tough. I think that it's going to be.
Knicks. Could you do a Knicks Warriors
No,
teaser?
no, you can't.
You
You
have
can't
no
do Knicks
confidence in your
You can't
Knicks
do a Knicks
today.
anything. They lost by 40 against Cleveland. Got
Yeah,
to go
no, I
into
get you.
Boston now, but I lean on the Warriors here. I think the spread's going to be tough, but if you want to tease it down,
Maybe we'll
throughout
like it
the
better in
game.
the next game that we're gonna talk about with the Warriors.
Yeah. What do you think on this Warriors game, though?
I would say Warriors. I think 9.5 is a lot of points, but I also haven't watched them with Jimmy Butler. I did see the stat they were 4-1 since getting him, and I've seen some of the highlights, but I'm excited to watch this game. I would lean on the Warriors, especially to get the win at home. If you're looking for a little money line leg for maybe a 3-legger parlay or something, I think the Warriors have some good value there with a banged up Dallas team coming to town too.
Definitely agree.
Some other good games here. The last game we're getting into is the last game on the slate at 9:40 start on ESPN. Oklahoma City at Minnesota. Minnesota is a 9.5 point underdog. Over under 229.5. And Timberwolves money line plus 320. A Thunder is minus 425. This I really think you could tease the Warriors with either one of these teams. I think you'll be safe because I think Thunder win, but I don't think they lose by like what would you get it at 16.5, 17.5.
I don't tease NBA. I don't know what the point system is. It's not the same as the NFL, is it?
No, here I'll do it right now. If you want to give your take on this game, I'll pull it up on FanDuel. It's
Yeah, I
just the
think.
easiest to do teasers on FanDuel because it's like the most user friendly. You just tap and it does it by the half point.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I'll see what the odds would be to get it at like minus 110 or minus 115.
Yeah, I do kind of like Minnesota here. I think they played them well earlier in the season. Got the win actually. So they're playing at home here and needs to have a big game, obviously. Shut down Shy as much as they can, keep him off the free throw line. It's kind of where he makes his difference, not taking anything away from him, but he does
Yeah,
shoot a lot of free throws.
yeah.
Um, Kind of turning into a rivalry here. I like them to keep it close. It's not like a dominant rivalry on either end. So um 9.5, kind of a lot. I think if you tease them up, it's even safer. But like you said,
You
even
could
if you
do
tease OKC down, I see them getting this win.
you can do Warriors from -9 on FanDuel to -3.5. So you get 5.5 points
5.5.
on a 2 point teaser. Minnesota would be from plus 9.5 to plus 15,
Yeah,
minus
I think
110.
I think definitely if you tease either way, you're getting that win.
Yeah, because
It should land up between
you would
there.
get the Thunder at -4.
Yeah, it should definitely
I
land
like
in
the lot
between
of
there.
points more though. I know what you mean, especially for the home team.
Yeah, exactly. You get them up to 15. I mean, take that any day.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple other good games. Like I said, Heat Bucks.
Cavs,
Yeah, where was that
Cavs,
Cavs game? I saw
Cavs
that too.
Grizz.
Grizzlies Cavs. I should have pulled that one too. I didn't see that.
It's a good one.
Yeah, we could talk about that one. Grizzlies a 6.5 point underdog heading into Cleveland. Like you said, Cleveland coming off a big win against your Knicks. Over unders at 249.5. That's a big one today. Cavs money line minus 235, plus 195 for the Grizz. I'd probably lean on the Cavs here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, Cavs 26-4 at home.
Yeah.
I think they won five straight or something like that. And they just blew out the Knicks. So they got a lot rolling for them
Yeah,
right now.
I'd take Cleveland. I even would take that straight. I like just the 6.5. I think they can
Agreed.
handle that. Spurs obviously without Wemby now, so I won't be tuning into as many Spurs games. Heat Bucks, that's not a terrible game. Bucks 5.5 point favorite. It's minus 220 on the money line. Heat plus 180. I'd probably lean on Milwaukee there at home, but
Giannis
uh,
and Dame both game time decision. I feel like
I was
whenever
gonna
these
say,
teams
and
play each
Miami's
other,
Miami coming off a win against Toronto. They were bad before that, but they've been sticking around in some of these games. I wouldn't overlook them. Toronto, Phoenix. At 6 o'clock. Phoenix is a minus 125 on the money line there. There's some decent games here today. I don't have League Pass, so I don't know which ones I'll be able to watch. I guess the ESPN games are Grizzlies, Cavs, and then Thunder, Timberwolves. And I
I get some
assume
TNT games too.
ABC is Knicks, Celtics, and Mavs, Warriors. So I'll be able to watch all those. Sweet. All right, and then we'll jump over to our moneymaker here, at least where we've been doing. We've had a nice bounce back compared to what we did a couple of weeks ago. College basketball world, we got a couple games pulled on the slate today. Right at noon on Fox, we have UConn heading to number 10, St. John's. St. John's a 4.5 point favorite, over under at 139.5. St. John's money line is minus 200. UConn plus 165 on the road. I like St. John's to kind of box up this UConn team. They're very good defensively. I'm big on this St. John's team. I'm excited to see what they do in this tournament. These are games like they need to win pretty commandingly. I know it's only a 4.5 point spread. I think they win by 5 or more. Give me the Johnnies, as Mackey says, minus 4.5.
Yeah, these teams played about 2 weeks ago in stores, and St. John's got the job done. The defense really came to play. The defense is obviously this entire team. I think they shoot like 35% with like 12 turnovers in that game, and they still won that game.
I
So
forgot that was 2 weeks ago. That feels like a month ago now.
yeah, I don't know, the St. John's team, this is a big one. You gotta get the job done here. They haven't lost at home yet this season, 16 and
Beating
0.
UConn twice in one season. I know it's not UConn of the past 2 years ago, but
Doesn't
they still
matter.
have that big bad, like, I don't know, I hate Dan Hurley, so I wanna see him
Doesn't
lose this
matter.
game with
Yeah,
Patina.
yeah, I hate Dan Hurley too. Rick Pitino's got these guys going though. He's been incredible this season. Um, I don't know. I do lean on the St. John's here. I do think that it's going to be closer than people think. It's hard to beat a team twice, especially within 2
Yeah,
weeks, and a team coached by Dan Hurley. No matter how much I hate him, great coach.
he's good. Yeah, he'll have him ready.
So could be closer than I expected. They have to get the win here though. It's
Yeah,
it's going to be huge for a resume. Defense has to come to play, and if they don't, then they're screwed because they can't hit shots like other teams can.
yeah. We have another ranked game here. Our ranked versus unranked here. Purdue, number 13, Purdue heading to Indiana to take on the Hoosiers. Indiana's a 3.5 point home dog here. Over under 149.5 as well. Indiana plus 150. Purdue minus 185. I like Purdue a lot here. I don't normally love the road team. This is against our what we normally do. I lean on Purdue. I may not bet it, but Indiana, I feel like they're just trying to figure out who their next coach is and kind of get out of this season. They started off hot and they haven't been doing too good recently. I'm going to take the Boilermakers to come in and cover the 3.5.
Yeah, I like Purdue as well. Indiana got a really nice win a week ago, I think, against Michigan State in Michigan State. Other than that, they're 1-6 in their last 7. They haven't been playing.
There was some underlying backstory on that game. Did you know that was the game that Izzo could have passed
Bob Knight.
Bob Knight,
Yeah.
and they thought he was going to break the record against Indiana, and
Yeah,
Indiana was
uh-huh.
like more ready for that game than ever.
Yeah, I think it was more personal than anything, but,
Exactly.
they don't care about the season, like you just said. They're trying to get out of it. Purdue's playing good basketball. They need these wins, for their resume, and I think that, yeah, like you said, Indiana has really nothing going for them. Fluke win against Michigan State. Other than that, they've been brutal. Can't take them here.
Yeah. I was betting them a couple games early on before, and then once they got in the conference play, they can't
I like
stay afloat in the
Ballo,
Big
Amar
Ten.
Ballo. He's from, he played at Arizona last year. He's a dog, and he was
They
injured to
have some.
start the season.
They weren't bad when they started the season. I was taking them a couple times, but once they got in the Big Ten, they can't compete
Yeah,
with some of those big dogs.
they got exposed in the Big Ten.
Yeah. And then the last game on the slate here, I'm trying to find it. What did I pull? USC Rutgers. It is the last game on the slate on FS1. There's a couple other good games we can get into here as well. We'll just do this one first. USC, a 3.5 point road dog, over under 153.5. USC money line on the road is plus 140. Rutgers minus 170. Rutgers, I like their team a lot with, Bailey and Harper and they're a very fun team to watch. I feel like every time I bet on them, I'm on the wrong side. I like Rutgers minus 3.5 here today. Take that for what it's worth. I feel like I never call their games right, so I usually avoid them. But I'm interested to see what you think here. A cross country flight for USC.
Sunday night, you got a
Yeah,
team going from Southern California to North Jersey. It's just disgusting schedule making. I don't bet on Rutgers though. I think that, I mean, Ace Bailey, probably a top 3 player in college basketball. Dylan Harper's also up there as well. I wouldn't say he's that good, but
yeah,
other than that, they have maybe the worst team in a major conference in college basketball. So I don't like betting on this team, but this is a good spot to get them at. They opened at 2. I think it's at 3.5 now. Like I said, USC coming across the country is Sunday night. It's going to be tough, and
yeah.
they're not a great team as well. So I guess I do lean on Rutgers here, but not betting
Not
on them.
enough to bet it.
I don't
Yeah.
bet on Rutgers.
Yeah. There's a couple other good games here. Ohio State at UCLA. Another cross country trip for Ohio State in this one. UCLA a 6.5 point home favorite here, minus 285 on the money line, plus 230. You think the Buckeyes can hang around in that one? You were fading UCLA for a little bit, obviously during that little stretch, but they're back in my
No,
opinion.
I've been on UCLA a few times
Yeah,
recently. I like this team, especially at home. They get the job done. They know how to put the ball in the hoop.
yeah,
Ohio State, on the other hand, very shaky, back and forth team.
especially on the road.
Yeah, not a good spot for them to come in here. I think UCLA can win this game by 15, 20 points.
Yeah. Last one we'll get into Arizona State, Kansas State, little matchup in the Big 12 there. Kansas State homes is a 6.5 point favorite, minus 285 on the money line. Arizona State plus 230. Which way would you lean here, on the Sun Devils, or would you be riding with Kansas State at home?
Arizona State sucks. Like, they're on a 7-game losing streak. They can't compete in this Big 12. Kansas
I
State,
can't bet on Kansas State, though. I get burned on them a lot.
dude, they've been really good recently though. What's their head coach's name? I always forget it. Always draws a
Uh,
blank.
the guy from the tournament with
Yeah, with
Marquise Noel.
yeah.
I can't
I
remember
forget
his
his
name
name all
either.
the time too, but he's a good coach and he has them rolling right now. Their only path to a tournament to being a tournament team is winning the Big 12, and I think they know that, but they have the energy going and they have the momentum in their favor. They're not gonna lose a game to Arizona State. It'll
Yeah.
ruin their entire season. It'll ruin all the momentum they have going, and I think that they kinda roll here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there is some good games. Obviously, we went through a bunch of college basketball, NBA, NHL.
This is a
If you
this is
have any
a
other last second questions in the chat, I haven't really been paying attention to that. I should probably check that real quick if you want to go through anything else, Mackie.
This is just a rare Sunday. You're getting some good sports here. We're hitting a really dry spell of sports right now. Not much going on. Just kind of waiting around for conference tournaments, March Madness, NHL, NBA, just kind of moseying along. Other than that, there's not much going on. It's kind of a week, 2, 3 weeks here. But after that, I mean, we get March Madness, we get conference tournaments, we get NBA, NHL playoffs. MLB is going to be coming back, so just got to get through these few weeks and we're good.
Mackie, we got some questions in the chat. People saying St. John's wins that. Someone saying, does St. John's cover today? We were both on St. John's to handle
Sketchier
business there. It is sketchy, though.
sketchier than you think, but yes, I do think they cover.
Yeah, I agree. Someone saying Kansas State and who to parlay together. You're
Kansas
saying
State and
money line?
UCLA.
I would say, yeah, I
UCLA
like
gets the job done.
UCLA. I like Purdue sketchy on
You
the
gotta
road, but
find
it's a
those
little
smaller
better
spreads.
value.
Yeah,
Huh?
I would stay away from the road teams as small favorites just because anything can happen. Xavier Seton Hall is terrible. I know they just beat UConn, but Seton Hall is terrible. You can get on Xavier. I know they're a little steep at -500 money line, but throw them in there.
That'll get, let me see, minus 450 for Xavier. And what was the other one we said? Kansas State.
UCLA, Kansas State.
Let me see
Oh,
what
you can get plus money on that one.
let me see what Xavier Kansas State is.
You can get
Minus 154.
you can get plus money if you throw in UCLA for sure.
Let's see. Just UCLA and Kansas State is minus 120. That's probably what I would recommend. But yeah, you throw in Xavier on the road, you get a plus 123.
Xavier won't
That's a
lose that game.
three-legger. No.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna cover, but Seton Hall is
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah, no problem. They like it. So two-legger, three-legger, that's how we do it. Probably UCLA. Then if you want some juice, if you want to get the plus money, throw Xavier in there at Seton Hall. Seton Hall's been struggling. Some NBA question. Grizzlies are so free at Cleveland here tonight. We were
That's a
both on
bold
Cleveland
one.
there.
That's
That's
a
a
bold
bold
one. I
one.
don't
Yeah.
like betting on Grizzlies. I think they go back and forth with their momentum there. And Cleveland, I mean Cleveland's 26-4 at home, so there's nothing free about taking the Grizzlies here, but
And yeah, in Cleveland where they're 26 and what'd you say? 26 and
26 and
4 at
4
home?
at home, yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm not betting on Cleveland, so I'm not gonna say it's a bad play, but not free for sure.
Yeah. I agree. If we have any other last second questions, last minute, anything else you want to get into, we're going to be signing off here shortly. You can get all of our official plays. Hit the books.pod on Instagram, hit the books_pod on Twitter. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys this week. We'll dive into our reactions from that Four Nations face off when Ace is back. I'm sure he'll want to talk on that. So that's why we kind of skipped over it this morning, but we'll touch on that on Wednesday for the podcast. That'll be coming out on Thursday. And then we'll catch you guys next weekend for our college basketball, NBA, NHL stream. Hopefully we get the full crew here, get a little bit more conversation going on some of these games. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Huff bet on Canada. Kami. Are we still live?
Yeah, he said he's finishing it. I think we'll just leave.